Hello, Dr. Karen Kanji, and this is the Spiritual Medicine Digest for the week of June 16th. And I'm talking about independence. Now, I thought I've talked about this before, but apparently I need to talk about it again. Independence. Is it good? Is it bad? Or something in between? Well, let's put it this way. Sometimes we need to learn different aspects of ourselves, and that means we attract to us people, places, and situations that help us explore different aspects of ourselves. So when I grew up, I was kind of a scaredy cat, scared of everything, and I couldn't even ask for help to tie my shoelaces in kindergarten. Yes, I sat there, I still can see it in my mind. I sat there on the sidelines in the gym. The teacher announced to the entire class who needs help tying their shoes. Well, I was dang embarrassed that I couldn't do it. And yeah, I just sat there going, pick me, pick me, pick me, pick me, pick me, pick me, right? Till finally she walks by me and my energy must have pulled her and she goes, oh, Karen, let me tie your shoes for you. And I'm like, oh, thank God, right? So, yeah, I grew up as a first generation Chinese in Canada. And in our culture, we are very dependent on family and, that kind of thing. And so, with that in mind, it was very strange and somewhat foreign to me that the culture in Canada and North America is very much into independence. In fact, I remember my mom basically shunning the whole independence thing because she said, oh, all these people here, they're so independent, they don't care about their parents and blah, 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 right? Now, some of you from, different cultural backgrounds know what I'm talking about, right? And so I thought, ooh, independence, bad, right? That's how my little young brain was like, independence, bad. But then I got married, and like I said, sometimes people come into our lives to help us look at other aspects of ourselves. And my first husband was very much into independence, and he couldn't believe that I would be going back and forth to my parents going, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? What should I do? Blah, 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 And he's like, seriously, like, why do you have to ask their permission? And I'm like, you don't ask permission? He's like, no, I do whatever the HE double hockey sticks I want. And I was like, wow, what a concept. And so I was like, wait, well, here's someone I admire and love, and he's saying one thing, my parents are saying another thing. So I'm now exploring this independence part. Like you don't need other people to support you because you can support yourself. You can learn to drive. Yes, it took me until age 19, but anyway, you can learn to navigate the city on your own by looking at a map. Remember those maps? We didn't have Waze back then, right? And it scared the living bejeebies out of me. However, thanks to the encouragement of my then husband, I even learned parts of how to build a house. Now, don't ask me to build your house because I forgot all of it, but it was actually a new feeling for me, and I started to feel good about myself. I started to feel like, hey, I don't need the approval of my parents. I don't need approval of other people. Um, yeah, I can do this. I don't need help, and that felt really empowering until I went way overboard on that and went into my shadow aspects that I didn't even know existed around this whole independence. And what I did was I pushed away support, even from the universe. And well, I didn't know I was doing that, right? Give me a break. But I was pushing because I'm like, well, independence, right? You shouldn't need anyone, anything. You should be able to do it on your own, blah, 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 blah. So now I've come kind of full circle and going, well, Dependency probably isn't healthy, or we are dependent on like somebody to do something for us so we can be happy, so we can be prosperous. So, so that dependency probably is not that healthy. However, ultra independence might not be healthy either, despite the fact that, Independence Day, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, the culture is such. But there's something in between, interdependence. So we can be independent on certain things and also ask and receive support so that the interdependency is not either you're dependent or you're independent. It is that beautiful harmony and relationship between everything and everyone on the planet that helps make the world go round. Think about it. Look at the natural world. Look at nature, yes. Look at nature and the natural world, right? Things are interdependent, whether it be rain and the minerals and the, bugs and the bees and the flowers and, and then there's us. And here we are as humans going, well, yeah, well, there's glyphosate in our, you know, in our Roundup, but you know what? I really hate those dandelions on my front lawn. Little do we understand the interdependence of the whole ecosystem, right? If we kind of disturb the ecosystem with our toxic glyphosate and other toxins, we can upset the whole kit and caboodle and go wonder, whoa, we don't have enough bees. Well, I like bees, but I don't like dandelions, I know it sounds funny, doesn't it? Like I say it this way, but literally it's like that for many people. Now we don't have to be upset, at other people for their perspectives. There's, I'm sure, a ton of things that I do not know, right? I do not understand. What I do understand now is at this moment is that everything is connected in terms of this energetic relationship and interdependency with each other. So I believe that humans were not meant to be completely independent. Like it's almost impossible. Like how can you be independent of air? Well, maybe some people can, but not me. Right? So we are interdependent, and I believe that having human relationships, that it's not that we have to depend or be dependent on them, but in the interdependency, we help each other out and we help each other grow. Think about it. If you had to be an expert at everything, like you know how to do plumbing, you know how to do energy healing work, right? You know how to, like, I don't know, pave your driveway, you know how to do like watercolor art. Like, it would take many lifetimes to be an expert at everything. But the cool thing is we can help each other out. Like say, I don't know too much about raising chickens, right? However, my local farmer does, and she's expert at it. But I might have expertise in acupuncture. I might have expertise in energy healing, right? That the farmer does not. And maybe she needs help and support in that way. So we can all, enjoy our gifts, share our gifts, and we don't have to feel like we have to be good at everything. My ex-husband, by the way, did try to show me how to chop wood. Now, of course, to my, credit, the axe that he had was about twice as long as a regular axe. So I'm wielding this axe like this big, and I'm like, whoa! After a couple swings, he goes, give that to me. You're not doing that. He was really trying to help me be independent, but it's like, you stick to hewing logs, okay? Don't do the axe. No, I think you probably want both legs, right? Yeah. So I was like, phew, I don't have to chop wood. This is awesome. Yeah, so interdependency is really great, and I think it's a beautiful beautiful thing. And like I said, relationships are also there to grow us. Think about this. Now, some of us would be more than happy to live in a cave somewhere up in the mountains, right? And be in nature and just learn to like survive on our own in peace and quiet and yada yada, right? I know some of you have screaming kids in the background. You're like, any day now, please take me there. Here's the thing is that for some people, that is a thing. That is part of their journey to be in that degree of physical stillness, if you will, so they can really deep dive within, see what's there, see what the dark places are, heal them. For the grand majority of us, however, we can feel peaceful when we are alone in the bathtub with candles and soft music, or in the cave, the man cave, whatever, the she shed. But then life happens. And relationships, whether it be a parent, a child, husband, wife, sometimes there's conflict. And in times of conflict, you might go, wow, gosh, I really wish I were alone and independent. But no, instead we can go, oh, this is to help me grow, yay. So it's almost, for some people, depending on their soul journey, it's almost a cop-out to be like alone. Some people are like, oh, I'd love to be in a relationship, but it's so much more peaceful when I'm alone. Well, yeah, because you're not triggered by the other person. And the whole point is figuring out what our triggers are, right? And growing beyond them and our shadows and things like that. So I think relationships are part of that interdependency and part of the beauty of our growth and evolution. Boy, I had to convince myself of that one a while back. Yeah, because sometimes I just was wishing, I'm like, man, this would be so easy by myself, you know. And then practically speaking, not so much, because I can't be good at everything, and neither can you. Sorry. Anyway, let's do a TOLPAKAN Healing Activation today. And let's drop in and see what is calling forth. I think that balance of energies between independence and interdependence, right? We didn't even talk about codependency, and almost everybody knows, except for my mom. Everybody knows that codependency probably is not too healthy, right? Where we are emotionally so attached to what the other person thinks or feels or wants us to do, whatever, that we just don't know ourselves, and we do whatever we think they want so that we're loved. And like that's codependency. So we're just like not even going there, okay? But let's see if we can get that balance between the energies of independence and interdependence. Let's see if we can do that within our own being in the TOLPAKAN Healing Activation today. So first thing is pay attention to your body. If you want, you can rub your hands, get into stillness through observing internal movement. That's our process for being in the still point. Relax, close your eyes if it's safe for you to do so. Focus in on the body. Feel any movement, tingles, waves, pulsing, vibration in the hands or wherever you are moving, or you may not even need to move to feel it, which is fantastic. If you don't want to close your eyes, you can still do it open and just follow the flow wherever it goes. Let's speak the TOLPAKAN Healing Directive together. I now command the energies of independence and interdependence be perfectly and optimally balanced in me in the highest and best way, all directions of time, with speed, ease, and grace, and anything preventing this, I command healed now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Feel free to take a breath in and out, open your eyes if your eyes are closed. Whew. I feel kind of like an infinity wave within my body. I don't know about you. I'd love for you to post some comments below. How did that feel in your body? What was it like for you? And did what we talk about today resonate with you? Have you had some challenges balancing that independence versus interdependence? Have you desired to be independent, like you gotta be independent, you gotta, grow your own food, you gotta do everything yourself? Or have you gotten to more of a balance point where you realize that, yeah, you don't have to know everything or do everything. It can be really stressful, right? And that you're like, I'm welcoming some support and harmony and, relationships that help to balance my gifts. So I'd love for you to give me a comment. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And I look forward to seeing you next time as we talk about another aspect of the PMEESD. So in this case, this was the mental aspect. Let's talk about other aspects next time. Much love. Bye for now. Hey, thanks for watching my video. If you resonated with the message, would love for you to hit like and subscribe and perhaps share it with someone you love, and perhaps even hit the notification bells. Every time I do a new video, you will be notified. In the meantime, would love to connect with you in my private light medicine community for sensitive souls to share their stories and to share love and support with each other. I'd love to see you there. I'll put the link below. It's free to join. And I'll also put links to this week's exciting offerings. All right. We'll see you on the other side.